Before we begin, turn off the lights, get ready, and enjoy today's terrifying story. Some windows show the outside world, but this window watches you back. Late at night, during the coldest week of winter, Sara moved into an old countryside house she had inherited from her aunt. The house was quiet, too quiet. The kind of silence that feels heavy, like it's pressing down on you. But what bothered her the most wasn't the silence, it was the window in the living room. It was a tall, narrow window with a network of cracks spreading across the glass like a spider's web. And it faced a forest so dark and dense it looked endless. From the very moment Sara stepped inside, she felt it, a prickling sensation on the back of her neck, the feeling of being watched. Her gaze kept getting pulled back to that window. It felt like something was out there, in the darkness of the trees, staring in. The first night, she was jolted awake by a knocking sound. It wasn't at the door. It came from the window. 3 slow, deliberate knocks. Tock, tock, tock. Sara froze in her bed, her heart pounding against her ribs. The knocking continued soft, rhythmic, almost polite, like someone was gently asking to come inside. She told herself it was just a branch, that the wind was playing tricks on her. But when morning came, she found handprints on the outside of the glass. They were small, child-sized, but the nearest house was miles away, and there were no footprints in the snow. The second night was worse. She woke to a whisper, a chilling voice right next to her ear. "Sara, let me in." She shot up in bed, drenched in a cold sweat. She was alone in the room. Her breath hitched in her throat. Shaking, she stumbled out of bed and ran to the living room, only to find the window wide open. A bitter cold wind rushed in, howling through the house like a scream. Sara slammed the window shut, her hands trembling so badly she could barely latch it. But just as she did, she saw a reflection in the glass. It wasn't her own. It was a pale face with black, empty voids where eyes should have been. Its mouth was stretched impossibly wide into a terrifying smile. It wasn't standing behind her in the room. It was inside the glass, looking out at her. She screamed and backed away, her mind refusing to process what she'd just seen. The third night, Sara didn't even try to sleep. She sat on her bed, wrapped in a blanket, staring at her closed bedroom door, waiting for sunrise. But exhaustion eventually won. She must have dozed off, because when she woke up, she couldn't move. A heavy weight pinned her to the mattress. Sleep paralysis, she thought, trying to fight the panic rising in her chest. Then, her eyes slowly shifted toward the doorway, and a shape was standing there, tall, impossibly thin, like a wisp of shadow given form. Its head was tilted at an unnatural angle, like a broken doll's. It started to move toward her bed, gliding across the floor without making a single sound. It came closer and closer, until its face hovered just inches above hers. The same pale face from the window, the same empty eyes. And it whispered, its voice a dry, rasping sound that echoed in her mind. "You shouldn't have closed the window." Sara's scream was trapped in her throat, a silent, desperate cry. By morning, the house was silent again. Weeks later, when no one had heard from Sara, police were sent to check on her. They found the house empty. The window in the living room was shattered, glass littering the floor, and carved deeply into the wooden frame were the words, "I'm still." Inside, the house remains empty to this day. But on the coldest nights, some local villagers swear they can see a pale face at the broken window, still smiling, just waiting for someone new to come along and pen it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe for more terrifying tales. Sleep well.